Hello, BookTube. It's a Sunday early afternoon. Bad lighting here, huh? I wonder if I can do anything about that. Cheers. Maybe this window a little bit. Let's see. Probably just want to make it worse. Well, it is what it is. Thought I'd do a little book haul and a catch up. We have 3 little ones that are all sick. And Mom let me go to the store, pick up some needed things, and to stop by the local charity shop and pick up some books. I found a few. This weekend has been a town meeting where budgets and other issues, in our case at the library, an amendment for some financial stuff. And then Tuesday is election day, so we'll find out if we still have a library Tuesday. We will. We've had one for well over a century, so I'm sure we'll be okay. It's always a stressful time of the year. Putting together budgets, justifying to the taxpayers, as we should, but we do. So, boy, this lighting is terrible, isn't it? But this is my only spot I can film in because the littlest one's down on the couch watching TV, and this is it. So, I did, like I say, I went to a charity shop, and the first book I got is one of these hard case crime. It's a mass market paperback size. I've seen they have the larger, almost trade paperback size. I don't know what you call it. I see these a lot on Paperback Junkies channel. I got it for a song, so I grabbed it. It's by Peter Blauner, Edgar Award winner and New York Times bestseller. I have never read anything of his, that I remember anyway. And this is Casino Moon. Let me see if this is even going to work with the lighting. Well, it's not too bad. And in this, for Anthony Rizzo, an Atlantic City mobster's son, the chances of escaping a life of crime are slim. They hinge on his plan to back a washed-up boxer's comeback bid. And that, in turn, hinges on winning the help of a sexy, round-card girl who's gone toe-to-toe with the current champion in the bedroom. Well, I did not read that before I picked it up, and I will hide it. So the next one's also a mass market paperback, and I will read it. It's Star Trek, The Next Generation, The Peacekeepers. This is the second Next Generation novel. Boy, this lighting is just horrific. I actually have the light above on. You can probably see right there in that poster that I have it on, and the window, but this is not working out well. And my apologies. It's pocket books. So the only Star Trek Next Generation novel prior to this is Ghost Ship. It's by Jean DeWeese. The Peacekeepers. It came out in 1988. Exploring a deserted alien spaceship, Lieutenant Commander Data and Lieutenant Georgie LaForge suddenly find themselves transported light years away in the middle of a deadly conflict. While Captain Picard and the crew of the Enterprise search feverishly for the missing crewmen, Data and LaForge discovered they are in a station almost identical to the one they were exploring, high in orbit around an Earth-type world. Years before, the occupants of that planet accidentally stumbled on the ship and its advanced technology, and since then have used its weapons to keep the nations on the planet below disarmed and at peace. Now their own arrival has precipitated a crisis on the station. Somehow, Data and LaForge must find a way to restore trust between the planet below and the station's guardians up above before a final destructive war breaks out. Very interesting sounding. I've not had great luck with the Next Generation novelizations, but we'll see. I haven't read this one, so give it a shot. The next 3 are all hardcovers. This is Charles Pellegrino and George Zabrowski, The Killing Star. See if I can get you at least a little bit of a look at that. Boy, this is really hard to do. It's an Avonova book, William Morrow Company Incorporated in New York, and it is from 1995. The immeasurable universe has spawned competitors, and now one such species has discovered man. World-renowned astropaleontologist Dr. Charles Pellegrino and acclaimed SF luminary George Zabrowski have combined their extraordinary talents to create a nightmare, a glimpse into a near future too terrifying to consider, yet too plausible to dismiss. Destined to become a classic, I have never heard of it, but maybe it did, The Killing Star is a brilliant and chilling speculation based on cutting-edge theory and hard scientific fact. An epic human adventure of invasion, survival, and galactic holocaust. And an unforgettable journey to the end of everything. So, it sounds like some hard sci-fi. Then this next one is Rediscovery, a novel of Darkover by Marion Zimmer Bradley and Mercedes Lackey. It's not one I've ever read. This came out in, it's got a lot of lead-up stuff. It's a Daw book, Donald A. Walheim. It's New York, and this came out in 1993. More than 3.5 decades ago, best-selling author Marion Zimmer Bradley first set pen to paper to write of Darkover, Planet of the Bloody Sun, a frigid world where many centuries past, a generational spaceship from far away, Terra, crash-landed, stranding her would-be colonists in a land of mystery, forever out of touch with their home world, and thought lost by their families in mission control. On this cold world, certain descendants of this lost ship's passengers developed tremendous mind abilities. Laren powers, which enable those gifted to communicate mind to mind, call up fire and storms, and even link their thoughts to control bird and beast. Little did this young author realize that her Darkover would become one of the best-loved creations of the science fiction and fantasy community, and would grow to have a dedicated fandom counted in the hundreds of thousands. There have been 20 of these novels, I guess. And now it's combined with Mercedes Lackey, who's a prolific author. So this is probably, I would guess, really a Mercedes Lackey project that was authorized and takes place in the world. And I've not read a lot of Mercedes Lackey, so I'm sort of interested in seeing what it is. And this last one's a little beat up, but I had it years ago in an old science fiction book club, which this is probably, this is too. This is Fred Saberhagen's The Complete Book of Swords, comprising the first, second, and third books. Nothing on the back there. This is Nelson Doubleday Incorporated, Garden City, New York. The first book came out in 83, second in 83, and the third Book of Swords in 84. And the book club edition here, the combination of them, I don't know, doesn't really say when it came out. And the swords were forged on a lifeless, wind-scoured mountaintop with fire drawn from the earth's belly and metal that fell from the sky. They were tempered with human sweat and human blood by the hand of the god Vulcan, Master Smith. There were 12 swords created as the playing pieces in a whimsical game of the gods. Into each sword was placed an awesome power, to vanquish in battle or slay by even more horrible means, to deceive an enemy's eyes or destroy his soul, to bestow unfailing luck or heal. Only one man has seen the forging of the swords of power, a human smith named Jord, and for the arm that Vulcan took from him that unforgettable night, Jord received one of the swords. It would be his legacy to his son. So yeah, the Complete Book of Swords, comprising the first, second, and third. So that's it on the haul. Yeah, not a whole lot, but maybe some interesting stuff. We'll see. And then, as far as the update for this month's March of the Mammoths, I had picked Tom Clancy with Mark Greaney, Locked On. It was primarily to get a feel for Greeny's writing. I've heard a lot about him. So I'm on chapter 30, so 318. So I've got a ways to go. Well, I guess about a third. So far, so good. I really like his writing. His pace is great. You get some of the character development, or some pretty good, because the setting's all over Europe, the Middle East, and the United States. So some of that too, and the power structures, the governmental structures that you want to know about with a thriller. So yeah, so far so good. We'll have to see how it wraps it all up. That's the trick, right? So, yeah, that's. I'll report back on that by the end of the month. I'm enjoying it though so far, and I want to get to the Gray Man novels, which he writes without Tom Clancy's name on the cover. So all in all, pretty good day, and hope everybody's doing well. So thank you, BookTube.